How's it going, everyone? This is my hello and welcome back to Chrono Trigger. This is going to be part 1 of the 2-part finale. We have reached what I believe to be the end of the Black Omen, the final dungeon of the game. We have to confront Magus's mother, Queen Zeal, who has been long corrupted by Lavos and is continuing to use Lavos for all the wrong reasons. After we deal with her, we have to deal with Lavos itself. Now, as you notice, I have a different party than what I had last time. I have Magus with the gold stud, Robo with same as before, and Isla with, well, all this stuff. I forgot what I remember that I said I was going to look up whether or not the prison specs are better for Isla, but I decided the power seal is better overall, since it will have a greater effect for all of her attacks, I think. I gave those prison specs to Frog in the meantime. And you know what, I'm just gonna give him the Masamune. There's a reason why I was hesitant on giving him the Masamune before, but that aside, it's time to meet our destiny. Let's go. What? What is this? Oh my god. This is incredibly unsettling. Now, of course, they didn't include Magus here since, well, Magus is the optional character. Now you do notice that I have Magus in my party. I have Magus in my party for a special reason. You'll see why, but without further ado. It is time for Queen Zeal. Is that a challenge, Queen Zeal? Persuade Lavos to share his dreams with us before we destroy it. Sure. Bring it on, Queen. And so begins the battle against Queen Zeal. Right off the bat, she drains all of your HP down to 1, so that is annoying. But let's be a bit aggressive here. I want to use Magus's Dark Matter, which, as we established before, was the strongest attack. I'm also using a different tech of Isla's now. Using Dino Tail, which I haven't shown off, but it's strong as hell when... look at that. It's strong as hell when Isla has 1 HP. Sort of like Frog's Frog Flare. So... it is pretty beneficial that... well... she's only doing Halation so far, but she does have other attacks, which can still be deadly, but from here on out it depends on what she does with her RNG. I mean, I've never shown this tech off before on camera, so I might as well do it. Not to mention it deals a whole lot of damage, like an incredible amount of damage. Now at some point I should probably heal Queen Zeal, except A, I didn't need to since I destroyed her, and B, I got a Mega Elixir. You are no match for us at all. Just give up. The Mammon machine is still here, huh? And is still intact. Wait, what are you talking about? And so, here it is, the Mammon machine itself. I just want to start with Dino Tail, and I'm going to have Magus use that Mega Elixir that we had picked up, or Robo uses Magus Elixir, whoever. And I want to, well, so you notice that the Mammon machine has a pretty interesting gimmick. Whenever we attack it with magic, its attack goes up. Whenever you attack it with a physical attack, its defense will go up. So, already it's not doing as much damage as before, so I probably want to continue using, well, magic attacks actually. So I do have access to magic attacks that I can use against the Mammon Machine. So I shall do that. Now if I had Chrono in my party instead of Isla, I would have been using Luminaire at this point. I'm not too concerned about the fact that its attack is going up, even though, well, theoretically I should be concerned. Now, unfortunately, Isla doesn't have anything interesting to do with magic, and, well, she isn't going to be the best here. Now, you may try to, maybe, ooh, a Mega Elixir, nice. Now, you may try to do some sort of dual tech with Isla and Robo, and I think I've seen people using, let's say, Isla and Luca. And the reason why Isla and Luca is a good pair for this fight is because they have a dual tech called Flame Kick, which combines Isla's triple kick with, well, Luca's fiery techs. And, well, Flame Kick can actually bypass all of the technicalities behind the fact that, well, you're attacking with a physical attack or a magic attack. So, something to keep in mind. Honestly, it's maybe a bit too wasteful to use triple kick at this point since its defense has gone up. Although that happened, I wonder how much damage it's going to do. Oh geez, that's a lot. Okay. Well then, that was unexpected. So, wow, I've gathered a lot of lapises over the journey. Lapises, lapi, however you say it, the plural form. So, this was partly the motivation behind using all of the magic tabs on Robo, along with Chrono. I mean, one motivation was to use all of those magic tabs so that Robo becomes a good healer, but also distributed the magic tabs between Chrono and Robo. Wow, we destroyed a Mammon Machine at last! The Masamune may not have destroyed the Mammon Machine all those years ago, but we've done it at last. What is this? And so begins our final battle against Queen Zeal herself. Now, you notice that something interesting is going on right now. Magus' theme song, or the song that played when we fought Magus all that time ago, is now playing. So, don't do that too. What the hell was that for? Is she going to be okay? How much HP? Oh, wow. I have a plan, but first of all, there's one reason why I brought Isla along with me for, well, this fight. You'll be okay, Magus. Just hold tight. Hold tight. I want to bring in a dying... Oh no, it hits everyone. Okay, then So, in an ideal case, you don't want to attack the hands, which is why I'm having Magus use his Dark Bomb on, well, the head only, because as you saw, the hands do some pretty nasty counterattacks if you attack the hands. Now I'm gonna realize that Isla's not really at a high enough HP, even though she's been charming the hands, so she may die here, but she got a Prism Hill. Oh, it's only her MP. Okay, not the worst thing in the world, considering that, well, she doesn't have the greatest stories with MP. So the reason why I wanted to bring Isla along with me was because she can use Charm, and this is one of your few chances of getting the Prism Helms and... What are you doing? Jeez, that's weird. Okay, I don't remember that attack that well, but... So, here's the story behind... You know what, I'll just use an extra on Isla, she needs it. So here's the story behind the hands. The Prism Helm and Prism Dress are the items you could have gotten from the Rainbow Shell, but when Melchior created the Prism Helm or Prism Dress, he gave you a choice. You could choose between the 3 Prism Helms, or you can choose to take the Prism Dress. You only get 1 dress, but you can get 3 helms, so you have to choose between the helms and the dress. However, Queen Zeal is actually your final chance at getting either the helm or dress. So, as you can see, when it comes to charming characters, this is a very valuable moment, since this is going to be one of a lifetime, once in a lifetime moments, because of the fact that you get to charm items that you wouldn't be able to get normally. So that's one motivation why I wanted to bring Isla along with me. Now, as for why I wanted to bring Magus along with me. As I said before, Magus' theme song plays, and it plays only if you bring Magus to this fight, which is fitting because this is a fight between Magus and his deranged mother. So, it is a painful fight for Magus. But he knows that he has lost his mother a long time ago. Oh great. Of all the people you could have killed, it's Robo, the one who couldn't revive us? Okay. Gotta play it safe for now. And I hope that... Come on, of all the people you could have taken MP from, it's Magus. Don't be afraid to use items like Mega Elixirs, since, well, as you saw, it was very helpful for, let's say, the beginning of the previous fight after our HP went down all the way to 1. The Mega Elixir is a heal-all when it comes to MP and HP, so it's a lifesaver for sure. Now, you may say I could be smarter with my tactics, like increase our magic defense with Magus' magic wall, but I'm just interested in bringing the most amount of pain as possible. Now, there are some other ways you can improve your party at this moment. This may not be the optimal setup, but, well, yeah. We have picked up haste helms before. However, I only have 2, and for some reason I just want to not use haste helms on my final party. I will leave them with certain people for certain reasons. But for now, I think we're fine. We've gotten to some equilibrium. So let's continue dealing pain. The hands might be annoying, but they're not as bad as they might be if you're attacking them. Like I said before, do not attack the hands unless you have to. And, well, when it comes to stealing, that's the only time you have to hurt the hands, because it's all about the head. And now, Zeal is gone. The reign of insanity has ended. You're finished. You're finished to the point where you just give up and leave it all to Lavos to fight your fight. Ah, Lavos. We meet at last. And so begins the first part of the battle against Lavos. This is going to be interesting because this is going to be a boss rush. We are going to go through fighting the dinosaur tank. Well, the thing is, when he does the boss rush, the amount of health Lavos has is the same amount of health the original boss had, which is why we're breezing through, let's say, the Guardian right now. Now you may notice that I'm using the same party that I used when I fought the actual respective bosses. But remember how much I struggled against those bosses. And look how I'm steamrolling against these bosses now, like I'm already fighting the Heckran phase of Lavos. It may have been a challenging fight when we fought Heckran, but we can just destroy Heckran without even breathing or thinking. Now Lavos is taking the form of Zombor. In these past few fights I have used Chrono, Luca, and Marl in my party, which is why I'm doing so again. Now remember how Zombor gave me some trouble? And now it's nothing but a joke. Lavos, you say you want to challenge us, and yet this is a cakewalk so far. A cakewalk through memory lane, you may say. And now the battle against Masamune. That's when I use Chrono, Robo, and Marl. And so we shall commence fighting Lavos once more. You may say that at this point Lavos is testing us. One may be asking, how does Lavos have access to information about the bosses we have fought? Well, Lavos has been absorbing all the energy of our planet, hasn't he? Perhaps he knows too much about our planet through all the absorbing and all the time he spent under our planet. And what is interesting is that these bosses that Lavos is, well, using against us were present during crucial times and, well, related to Lavos, such as when we found out about Lavos, or when we were about to find out about Lavos through, let's say, Heckran, or some other examples. Right now this is Nizbel, where we used my favorite party actually, originally, and now Magus. This was a grueling fight. And I'm sure Lavos is going to give us a grueling fight in return, since the same rules of the barrier change apply here, where you need to make sure to use the correct element in order to change Lavos' barrier. Now the thing to note is that Luminaire actually counts as lightning, but once you get past that little obstacle, just do the same thing as I did before. And as before, I used Frog, Luca, and Chrono, especially since Frog was the wielder of the Masamune. I felt that this was appropriate to use the same party that I used before against Magus. You may say that this is the same battle as before, but we also suffered when we fought against Magus. Magus gave us the battle of our life, and then some. We are just breezing through. Like I said before, this is meant to be a test. Lavos is testing us. But I argue that Lavos isn't trying hard enough. You're supposed to be the threat of the world? Oh, now you're bringing out the big guns by assuming, I guess, the powers of Nizbel. I mean, not Nizbel, Black Tyranno. Azala and Black Tyranno. And so we used the Dream Team against Azala and Black Tyranno, and so we shall do so again. What is special about Black Tyranno is that we fought Black Tyranno when Lavos entered the world, just as how we fought Magus when, well, Magus was summoning Lavos when we fought him. So I'd argue that some of these bosses that Lavos is using against us were relevant to, well, Lavos itself. And now he's using those most important bosses against us. Which is why we have to, well, strike back harder and faster than before. And like I said before, we remember when we fought those bosses, and we did struggle. But I don't think we're struggling this time. We are showing Lavos how strong we really are. who truly has the true strength here. You may think you're putting us through some endurance tests, Lavos. But this is a joke. Already. We're already down to Giga Gaia. Lavos is now using the information about Giga Gaia against us. But I'm not worried, even if you use such a complicated tech. I'm not worried. You may think that Giga Gaia is so important since, well, he was, guarding the Mammon machine or guarding Melchior, preventing us from going to Zeal, and that's important to you, but it's not important to us. Really, the fact that we're destroying your ass right now, that's the only thing that's important to me. So, try harder, Lavos. Try harder. This is a cakewalk. Oh, now it's time for the final match against Lavos. So yeah, if you went through the bucket, you would have actually gone through the boss rush when you fought against Lavos. But now it's time for, well, the final encounter. We're all good? I think we're all good. Maybe I can use some sort of mid-ether. Yeah. Because Lavos beckoning us to fight him. And we shall do so. Bring it on. Destruction rains from the heavens. This destroyed us last time we fought Lavos. But look at us now. We've come so far, it doesn't even affect us anymore. We've journeyed so far, learned so much, grown so strong. Nothing's gonna stop us from destroying this threat, ridding the world of this threat. We don't need Lavos. We don't need Lavos in our world. We don't need this parasite, this boil, this unclean being. Naturally, this would be a point where you'd be confused, but it's always good to have status protecting things like prism helms, for instance. Man, we're just doing so much damage, it's so satisfying. I love it. I mean, maybe this isn't the strongest we can be, but I'd still say I'm pretty satisfied with how much damage we're doing, what we're doing to him. And you have to wonder what Lavos has done with its destruction rains from the heavens attack. You have to appreciate how it just didn't do anything to us. Like before, Lavos was that one indescribable force who couldn't be fought. And now we're equals. Or better yet, we've destroyed Lavos. Or have we? There's still more to fight inside the shell. There is some sort of life still inside of this shell. And so, here we are, inside of Lavos. We're about to enter what is essentially a Lavos core. The true form of Lavos. Now, if you want to turn back, you can use this portal to turn back. You would have to go all the way through the Black Omen to encounter Lavos. And this is your final chance to save your game. Now, there's one thing that I should mention. You had an opportunity to fly your epoch into Lavos by flying to 1999. If you had done so, you would have skipped that entire first part of the fight against Lavos entirely, and you would have skipped straight to here. But now, all that remains, all that will challenge us, is Lavos' core. The true form of Lavos. Will we be able to do it? Find out next time. In the final part of the finale. Thank you for watching. and see you tomorrow.